Today I would like to talk about wax seals. What's a wax seal? Well, if you ever get a letter from me, as some of my viewers did, then you will find that my letters come with seals, which looks like this. You know the thing, right? Think of the Middle Ages, where kings used to seal their letters, you know, the envelopes. Well, they didn't have envelopes, of course. They folded over the letter and then sealed it, and then they placed a royal seal on there. Well, this is a seal. How to do it? Because a lot of people ask me, okay, whoa, your seal is really good. How do you do that? Well, it's very simple. A couple of things we should discuss. First of all, what is a seal? A seal consists of two things. You have a metal thing, and you have usually brass, I think, and you have a wooden handle. This is the seal. This is an S, like a copper plate S. It doesn't look like an S because it is mirrored. Because if it would look like an S, if I hold it like this, and I would put it on the paper, then it would be a mirrored S. So the seal is always mirrored. And now I'm wondering about my camera, which I think, well, whatever. Okay. Two parts of the seal. Whoops, there we go with the handle. I always drop things in these videos. Did anyone ever notice that? Oh, whatever. The handle, just a screw in there, and the seal. First tip that I have is that it's difficult to see which end of your seal goes up. So you heat the wax. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to do a demonstration. You heat the wax, and then you apply the seal. But then, if your wax is on the paper, it cools down quite quickly, and then you can't make the seal because the wax is no longer supple, right? So what I did, and that's the tip I'd like to share with you, is I checked on my seal which end goes up. Well, that happens to be this side, okay? And on the other side, I took a waterproof marker and I put down a black dot. Now, the use of that is that when I grab this seal, I can immediately see which end goes up. So I don't have to take the seal, look, turn it around while my wax is, cooling down. I just know exactly, immediately, which end goes up. So that's it. You can buy these seals. Herbin makes them. This is one by Herbin. That's the same Herbin from the ink. This is another one with a more of a stylized, I don't know, Gothic-ish S. Nice one. So that's what you need. You'll need some other stuff too. You will need wax. Well, the wax you can buy too comes in packets like this. That's again Herbin. And you can also buy other stuff. You can buy the bars. This is from Pelican, like the pelican pens. Now there's some differences and some stuff you may want to look out for. Herbin makes pearlescent wax, but it also makes supple wax. And that's what I recommend you get. This is supple wax. This is not. Does it look different? Well, no, it doesn't, but it feels different. I've got a bar lying here. This is supple wax too. This feels a bit like, I don't know, hardened rubber, something like that. You can't bend it, but it feels like, yeah, hard rubber. This is much harder. This is not subtle. This is brittle wax. The problem with that is that this stuff breaks. So here I can demonstrate that. So here you have a seal with supple wax. If I bend the paper like this, you see I'm really bending it, nothing much happens. You see the seal remains intact because it is supple, so it will fold a bit. This is Pelican wax, which is not supple. If I bend the paper here, you hear that crack? And you can probably see it. This wax really cracks, and then you end up with bits on your hand like that. So then you just get flakes of wax, which is not that nice. If you put it on someone's envelope, let's face it, the modern mail system is not the most soft of systems. So envelopes go through I don't know how many machines. your wax will crack. It's that simple. So the supple wax, no problem, because it will move with the envelope. Okay, so that's for the wax. Then there is, so you will need a seal and you will need wax. You'll need a lighter of some kind, whatever. You can use matches, or if you want to go for a candle, that's another option, although that may leak candle wax, so I wouldn't recommend that. I just got one of these simple lighters you can buy in a supermarket. They've got this works pretty well once you actually get a flame, which can take a while, but then you get a fairly even flame and you can regulate the size of the flame, which can be useful. Okay, and the final thing you may want to get, if you look at this seal, I'm now dropping flakes of wax all over my trousers. Great. As I said, I'm dropping a lot of stuff in these videos. So this is roughly a monochrome seal. There's some silver left, but this one is really monochrome. It's just red. Excuse me. This is another bicolored one. Now, how do I get that? Well, you can buy some very special, simple stuff for that. By Chez Herbin again. Chez Herbin makes the stuff. This is the silver stuff. Here we go. Argent. You know these ink stamps that you use to stamp stuff? You put them on a, what do you call that? An ink cushion? Something like that? I don't know exactly what the English word is, sorry. You just take this, it's the same thing. So you take your seal, you put it in there, and then you get, this is the silver version, this is the gold version, also by Chez Herbin. You can just buy that, or argent. Fantastic. And you end up with a bicolored wax seal, and all the parts of the seal that actually stand out will have the color of the wax, and the surrounding stuff will have the color of, well, silver or gold, whatever you used. I'll demonstrate that too. So these are this is the theory of the sealing. I think really it's an interesting idea to mark your seal so that you know which end goes up. And the general process is you you use fire to make the wax supple. You drip it on the paper. You move the stick of wax on the paper a bit like that. You apply the seal. Now, I can talk about that for a long time, but it's much more useful to show you that, so that's what I'm going to do next. So I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Okay, doing a wax seal. So this is some botched calligraphy. I didn't like it that much. It says ne dinamis agios otheos agios, and that stops. It should have said iskiros agios athanatos eleisonimas, which means something like, this is an indicator of the tone, forget about that. This means with strength or with force. That's like an indication to the chanter. It's Greek Orthodox hymnology, and then it says, Holy God, Holy Almighty, Holy Immortal, have mercy on us. But it stops after the second holy. So, as you can see already, this is not blood, this is some wax. I already tried something out today. Okay, so here we go. I have two seals. I'm going to use this one first. Here I have the coloring stuff. I'll show you that in a second. We got some wax by Pelican, but I will use Chez Herbin wax here, which is very pleasant to use. Okay, so I have a lighter. This is a lighter from the famous Dutch supermarket brand Albert Heijn. See, it works really well. Useless. Here we go. You see, I turn around the wax a bit to get it heated. It has to heat up nicely and evenly. Now, when it starts to drip, I always go on for a bit longer. Then I just create a nice round patch of wax. I take my seal and then I heat this up once more to make sure it is nice and hot and soft. I take my seal, press it in there, take it off, and I get a perfect seal. You see some discoloration here. That is, usually it would be red, but this still has some of that silver stuff, which I've already shown you. Some of that stuff is still on there. Okay. Excuse me. So, what if I want to use the colored stuff? What do I do then? Well, it's roughly the same procedure. So, I heat up the wax. I will open this box up. I will use the other seal, which still has some gold on there. Great smell of burning wax here right now, I can tell you. There we go. I take this little stamp thing, gently push the seal in there, push it on the paper, and there you have a beautiful two-tone wax seal. And this really is all there is to it. So you can clean this, and then you will not have the gold stuff in there anymore. Then you get a pure colored wax seal. And that's really all there is to it. So you heat the wax. I think one trick that really works, let's take this as an example. So I just put the wax stick down here, and it sort of it was molten into the paper. Imagine this would be my puddle of wax, and I wanted to make a seal in there. Well, that's not going to work because it got too hard. Well, just put your fire to it, if it works. Really, Dutch lighters are very good. There we go. So as you can see, I can melt it pretty easily. I'm scorching the paper now, but that's okay. See that? You can make it liquid really easily, and then you could use that for a seal. And that's all there's to it. So I think one of the big tricks is, especially if you're starting out, you're not too fast in finding which way the seal goes up, etc., blah blah blah. Once you have the wax on the paper, grab your seal, align it well. Don't take half an hour, but if you take 10 seconds, it's okay. Light up the fire again, hold it over the seal a few times like this, so that it really melts again, gets really hot evenly. Then apply the seal, and you should have a great seal. So, that's how simple this is. If you practice, that's what you end up with, and that's all there's to it. So I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.